Did you know that when you stand up in the kitchen and you're bent over the garbage can and you're eating pizza crust, it doesn't have any calories? My kids are outside. They're crazy today. Crazy. I asked them what they wanted for dinner and they said pizza. I said, okay, well, you know, I have to see what the vibe that my husband is going to give me. If he's like looking for something elaborate, then I would be willing to go to the store and get something elaborate. And I text him, and what does he say? Pizza. He didn't even know what their response was. So they want pizza, and he wants pizza, and I'm not eating pizza. I'm not allowing anybody to sabotage me. If I'm going to be sabotaged, it's going to be by me, not by anybody else, because I don't blame people for my problems. So I need to fend for myself tonight. I went and bought 2 self-rising crusts, pizzas already made. DiGiorno? Yeah. Okay, so there's 2 of those, one for Larry and one for the kids. Those 2 pizzas will be dead by 7:30, 8 o'clock tonight. That leaves me. I'm gonna make a salad. One of my favorite salads is like a chunkier kind of a salad. You know what, that's not true. I love a chopped salad too. I'm in the mood for this. Okay. I keep these in the fridge. I like my tuna cold. If I was eating this right away, I would be glad that I had kept it in the fridge. Because I'm prepping now, this is my armor. I'm going to be preparing my armor against off-plan eating right now. I'm gonna make a big protein-enriched healthy salad with tuna fish. I'm not gonna eat it right away. It's only 5 o'clock at night. This is gonna happen. This situation is gonna happen at 7:30 tonight, so I'm gonna prepare myself so that I have 0 reason to go off plan, except if I decide to. I get the chunk light tuna and I get it in water. I don't get the vegetable oil one. I never liked that. Even before, like when I wasn't thinking about calories and stuff like that, I don't like that. This is fantastic protein. It's fantastic. I'm gonna open this up and I'm gonna drain it. And the cats are gonna go crazy. Nope, get down, get down, get down. Get down, mouse. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Now, I wouldn't be a proper cat lady if I didn't save this and give a little bit of this to my cats, right? I've got 4. So this is like crack to them. Go drink the tuna fish. Okay, I've drained out the tuna fish. I'm going to be putting this onto a scale. I'm going to put an empty plate onto a scale and zero it out. So the label on the can of Bumblebee Chunk Light Tuna in water, dolphin safe, I assume. It says that there's 2 servings in here. Says that there's 100 calories in the whole Jimmy Jam. Says, and by the way, it's drained. And says that it's 2 ounces per serving. So if I can do my math correctly, that's 4 ounces of drained tuna. I am measuring this and it's 3.7 ounces. Whatever. You could totally do another one. You could totally do another one. If you are using cans of tuna fish for your lean and green and you're on the 5-in-1 plan, which is the weight loss phase of Take Shape for Life, you can eat 2 of these. Maybe a little shy, whatever. According to the label, this is 4 ounces, but I just drained it out. It's 3.7 ounces. I would give myself another can, but I had eggs for breakfast this morning. So I had a little bit of protein there, had a little bit of half and half in my coffee. I had yogurt at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. I'm not really on the 5-in-1 at the moment. Anyway, so I'm just gonna give myself 1 of these. It'll be plenty for me, because I'm gonna be loading up on my vegetables. My vegetables are gonna be a little bit more filling tonight. Have you had Kumatos? You say tomato and I say Kumato. These are brown tomatoes. These come in, you know, a sleeve like this. Okay, this was $3.99 at ShopRite. What am I talking about? I've never been to ShopRite. My Stop and Shop. And I got addicted to them about a month ago. They're awesome. Awesome. Okay, so 1 Kumato, now we gotta switch over to grams, by the way, because I get yelled at when I weigh in ounces by the Medifast police. 1 Kumato is approximately, before I take out the little nipple, is 112 grams. A serving of tomato, according to nutritional support at Take Shape for Life, says that a serving is 90 grams. Okay, so this is a little over 1 serving. I'm gonna have 1.5 of these, okay? So I'm gonna have 2 servings of Kumato. I'm gonna cut that up, and you're gonna see it's gonna be large because I'm gonna be eating this like in chunks. Isn't that pretty? Ooh, it kind of looks like a uterus. Look at that. Anyway. Oh. I had a bad cut one time when I was cutting into an apple, and my family always like watches me with knives. They're like, is she gonna do that right? Is she gonna kill herself? No? Okay. Isn't that nice? I like these Kumatos. They have, I'm gonna wave a knife in your face. They have slightly more sugar than a regular tomato. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But the good part about that is that it's less acidic, so it's not going to make your belly hurt afterwards. You know, some people, they get a little acidy, a little gastritis thing with tomatoes. By the way, I did a little bit of research on these. These are not genetically modified. This is not GMO food. These were invented in the 70s, the early 70s in Spain. And the guy was just like cross-breeding tomatoes. And half of these are wild tomatoes and the other half are regular, you know, I guess like beefsteak tomatoes or, you know, regular Roma tomatoes or whatever. And they just started to become very popular. The guy who invented them also starved them a little bit and realized that the less water he gave to his tomato plants, the more intense the flavor was. These are very intense in flavor and they don't have a lot of liquid in them. Which for some people, the problem with tomato is the liquid. It's like a little too slimy or whatever. I like tomatoes. I don't mind tomatoes at all. Anyway, tangent, rant, ramble, high. The actual fiber in there, that is even a different color. But it's just a beautiful, it almost looks like a pomegranate, right? It's really pretty. It's redder inside than it is outside. And it's got this weird gradient of like, you know, brown to green kind of a thing. Really, really nice. Delicious. I have not cooked with them yet. I'm just eating them raw because I don't want to like, you know, contaminate my joy. Okay, so this is what we have so far. This is 1 can of tuna drained and 1.5 Kumatos. I'm going to give myself a little bit of broccoli just to give my, my broccoli went bad. Okay. Guess I'm not eating that. Guess I'm gonna give myself 2 whole tomatoes. Okay, it's fine. I love them. So this is 2 whole Kumatos. I wouldn't normally do this. If you're in the active weight loss phase, you might not want to give yourself this much tomato. Tomato is a little higher glycemic. It's a little more like fruit. Technically, tomato is a fruit. But tomato is considered a vegetable to Medifast. So this is 3 full servings of tomato. I would say that that's it for the week. You might not want more tomatoes that week, okay? Just be a little careful. It's just like with the spaghetti squash. It's just like with the green zucchini. It's just a little higher in carbohydrate. You just want to be a little bit careful and not at every meal. Just if you look at it in the grand sense of things. Once in a while, if you can imagine this is a treat, consider it a treat. Anyway, so I'm going to doctor up this tuna fish just a little bit. Back in the day, it would have been 5 tablespoons of mayonnaise. I am going to put a teaspoon of this Opa Greek yogurt ranch dressing. Not my favorite, but when I'm mixing it in with stuff, it tastes delicious. 2 tablespoons is a serving. I'm going to use a teaspoon. That's a teaspoon, and it's a lot for this little bit of fish. Try to get it all on there. Okay. Oh my gosh. To that, I'm also going to do this. I love jalapenos. I like spicy. This says that 1 serving is 17 slices. I'm not going to use 17 slices. I'm not going to use a full serving of this. I'm going to use like maybe 4 slices? 5 slices. Okay. That's about 5 slices. This is a huge cutting board for this task, but you know, anyway, I'm gonna put that right on top of the tuna fish. So now on the tomatoes, what am I gonna do on the tomatoes? I'm actually gonna be using the tuna fish concoction with the bites of tomato as dressing. This way I don't have to like overload myself with dressing, but I am going to do this. I have these little Ziploc things. They're the cutest little things. And these are perfect for if you buy a jar of Rayo's tomato sauce. This holds exactly a quarter of a cup. So this is a good thing. You can use these in your freezer, you can use them in the fridge. I have limes in here, which I also have in my Arby's cup with my seltzer water here. Anyway, I took the kids to Arby's for lunch and now they're having pizza for dinner. I'm admitting this on film. I'm not a very good health coach for my kids. I'm really good for other people though, trust me. I'm gonna give myself a lime wedge and I'm gonna squeeze it on top of the tomatoes, because this is kind of like a dressing. Now, I've mentioned this in a bunch of my videos. I really like to squeeze lemon and or lime onto my salad. Love it. It's acidic, so if you have an acid problem, which I don't anymore, but if I did, I wouldn't be doing this, obviously, if it would give me a bellyache. If tomatoes give you a bellyache, you're obviously not gonna be putting citrus on top of them too, because it's the same kind of, you know, acid. I really crushed the hell out of that thing. I got every drop of juice out. I had to go into my laundry room to get my white vinegar. If you want to know why I use this in my laundry or how I use it in my laundry, let me know. This has nothing. This has no sodium. This has no nothing. Nothing. There's nothing on this label. I bought this at Target. So there's nothing on that label, but I don't know if you can see all the zeros in white vinegar. Even sodium. And it sort of tastes like it has sodium, right? There you go. I don't know why it's considered a condiment, but it is. I'm gonna put 1 tablespoon on my tomatoes. So not only do I have 1 wedge of lime squeezed on there, I'm also going to put 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, because I love tart. If this is not the kind of lean and green for you, that's fine. You don't have to like talk about it. You don't have to be like, ew, that's gross. This is what I like. 70 pounds down, thanks. It works, anyway. I'm not even going to use any olive oil or anything, because there's a little bit of fat in the fish, and there's a little bit of fat in the Opa dressing, and I've got plenty of flavor with all of that, plus my jalapenos, plus my Kumatos. I keep calling them tomatoes. The Kumatos are delicious on their own. Even that, they would just need like a little sprinkling of salt, and you get, well, I'll put a little bit of salt. No, you know what? I'm not going to do salt. I'm all over the place, like I need more coffee. I'm not going to do salt because there's salt in the tuna. There's quite a bit of salt in the tuna. There's a little bit of salt in the Opa. There's a little bit of salt in here. And I am also going to give myself 1 cheese stick. This is a low-fat Colby cheddar marbled cheese stick thing. And there's quite a bit of salt in here. But I do feel like this plate is a little naked, so I'm gonna give myself 1 cheese stick, and my cats are gonna go crazy now. The tuna juice wasn't enough for them, right? Because every time I open a cheese stick, it's like they'll all come running. Hi, Mouse, I know. He's like, there's some for me there, right? So this is my lean and green tonight. I'm really looking forward to eating it. I could eat it right now. But I actually, you know, we're not gonna be eating for 2 hours, so instead of eating this, I'm actually gonna make myself a shake. I think I'm gonna do the orange cream shake. I'm in the mood for that today. Anyway, so this is my lean and green for tonight. It might not be the right lean and green for everybody, but this is what I had in the house. You can see that I did not have to go shopping for this, other than the Kumato. Everything else was sort of like non-perishable. So if you had 2 or 3 bags of broccoli in your freezer, if you had 10 or 12 cans of tuna fish in your cabinet, or if you keep them in your fridge like I do, you don't have an excuse to not eat on plan, except if you choose to. And if you choose to, you will get 0 judgment from me, because it did not take me a 1.5 years to lose 70 pounds being 100% on plan. I'm not promoting that, but it's a fact of life that you will be challenged. It's also a fact of life that every time you go off plan, it is your choice, if you're prepared, okay? And that's not to say that I don't feel like I deserve a cheat meal. I don't call them cheat meals, I call them treat meals. Cheat is a negative word. I try to stay away from negative words as much as possible, so we would call it a treat meal, because it would be an absolute treat. It would be something that I would only do once in a while, which is the definition of treat, I guess, right? It would be something that wasn't necessarily the healthiest choice, but I would own it. I would own it like a car. I would own it. So you have to make your decisions. This is my decision tonight. My name is Andrea. I'm a certified Take Shape for Life health coach. If you'd like any more information about the Medifast products or the Take Shape for Life program, hit me up. All my information is down below.